Welcome to the Isle of Man Manx Grand Prix, and boy, we can't wait to share the content that's going to be coming your way in and around the event.
Two wheels and a three.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, there's going to be plenty of racing coming your way. But we're going to cover as much as the people in and around that racing.
Maybe what about the Manx Grand Prix? Oh, crikey to us. What's up there in the stratosphere, you know?
Sounds and the smells, hey?
Oh, it's like nothing else. Get the Castrol R going again. And
you need a stepping stone. And the Manx is a good stepping stone.
Laps. We've got legends flying over from all over the place that were made at this great event. And of course, we've got entertainment. There's all sorts going on around the island. So we're going to share as much of that as we possibly can with you.
Fantastic to be back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashport Racing RT45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. Two-wheeling classics, relive the passion. Welcome back. So that is a lightweight just return. You'll still see some of them coming down the returning lane, but just behind us you can see the podium is getting set up, and it was just a one lap, but what a one lap it was. Unfortunately, Michael Dunlop was definitely in the front runners. He was leading, and he apparently he ran low on fuel, so that unfortunately made him drop back, and he just missed out on the podium. So the winner, standing on that top step, will be Ian Locker. Ian Locker has been coming here with his team. He's been coaching so many other riders as well, supporting so many other riders, and still racing here, firmly racing here, and again stepping on that top step once more. So on the 250 Yamaha Laycott Racing, he takes the win. Then we have Lee Johnson returning after his huge accident and having some time out, wasn't able to race here last year. Finally he returns, and he returns and sets foot right back on that podium. So that is Lee Johnson in second on the 250 Honda Reed Racing. He's heading out in the next race as well. Then we've got Stuart Hall in third place on the 250 Yamaha from the Whippet Racing. So I'm going to let you enjoy the podium.
sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, as Bernard makes his way up to there, hopefully one of the guys is going to go up and assist him with all the stuff. In third position, his third position in this race at the Manx Grand Prix, made his debut in 2011 for number 16, Stuart Hall. Stuart gets himself up onto that step again. He'll be able to get all his hat and his garland, and the champagne will be handed to him for the second time. I think it was the other year when he said he mortgaged everything to get into the Manx Grand Prix and got himself on that podium. Well done to you, Stuart. Congratulations. In the second position, riding the Honda 250, number 13. It's good to have him down there and not up here. Lee Johnson. Well done to Lee. Give Stuart a big handshake and stuff. Congratulations, Lee. Shakes hands with Bernard, and on that second position. And ladies and gentlemen, 1983 in the Junior Newcomers Manx Grand Prix, finishing in 3rd position. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Locker! Well done to Ian, he gets himself to the top of the podium now on his Yamaha TZ 250, shakes the hand. Well done to Ian, gets himself to the top. Shakes the hand to Lee as well, and he gets the trophy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the PE Lightweight Manx Grand Prix, Ian Locker! And now, ladies and gentlemen, please do stand into the national anthem of the UK. Time of, say out that again, 6:20 for the start time, so we get the laurel wreaths off. Not sure if we're going to get any champagne this time. We're not. Okay. Yeah, sticking with 6:20. We want to get on with the jumping, I suppose. Well done to all three. Thanks to Fergus Murray for doing your presentation. And we all mate Lloyd, you look after that trophy. All right, Chris Boyd, what have you got for us, buddy, weather-wise?
We're just tracking on the rainfall radar. There does look to be a shower just coming out towards the west coast of the island. So I think we're going to pop out to Glen Helen and just check in, see if Dave Christian, what conditions are like out there, Dave?
No change really, Chris. We're dull and gloomy. Well, that's just me and Darren, I think. The weather conditions are dull and gloomy. We've got no change to the road conditions. If anything, it's maybe a little bit drier. Again, we've had an extra sort of half an hour or so, I think, since we were last out here for a weather check. More wind and breeze coming up and down here, just drying out nicely. So, yeah, no sign of anything nasty in the air just yet. But yeah, it's been gloomy here for a little while. We're keeping razor sharp eyes on the record cell barriers in front of the commentary box here, because that's where we see spots of rain landing first, if there are any at all. But at the moment, Glen Helen is good, dry, and ready to rock and roll. Thank you guys for the
So that's what we wanted to hear. Let's just go up to Ramsey and check on conditions as well with Rob Pritchard. How are things up there, Rob? Very Tench Paddock, that's the final race call for the start of the Classic Superbike race. Can we have numbers 1 to 20 up onto the start line, please? Control out.
So just an update from the officials on the schedule. The Classic Superbike race is starting at 6:20 now, so in 20 minutes. So we'll just stay here with the podium. And we'll head to join in the action for the Classic Superbike race. Ian Locker there, his first race was 41 years ago, and he's still winning and still setting foot on that top step. That iconic trophy there. 101 years old. So that trophy, it's that same chap. He has been looking after that trophy and the Alamante Tea trophy for many, many years. And you'll see him, he comes and drops the trophy off, takes it to the podium, watches it like a hawk, and then has to, of course, take care of it, put it back into security, because those trophies are absolutely priceless. Back in the day, many, many moons ago, the riders used to be able to take those trophies home until one or two were getting misplaced after a few celebratory tipples. So now they allow them to use them for the podium.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Ian, congratulations.
You okay? You look cold in your hat. See you later.
Do you mind if I get a quick interview?
Yeah, no.
Thank you. Come on in. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Wow. How did that, how was the race for you, first of all?
A bit tricky because going away first on the road is a bit difficult in those sort of conditions. And you know it's a one-lap dash sort of thing, so I'm not great at the first lap really normally, but I thought I just got to put your head down and go for it. But there was a couple of little patches, especially Glen Helen almost caught me out a little bit, just on the exit at Glen Helen, and yes, and the gearing was a little bit high because of the wind, so then you're sort of in between gears everywhere. But and not knowing where you are, you know, like normally after 2 or 3 laps you get boards everywhere. Well, the boards were useless because everybody else hadn't gone through the timing sort of thing. So, but it was good. No, I enjoyed the race, and I'm glad I won.
And your first win here was 41 years ago, and you're still doing it.
Yeah. Well, not my first win, but my first race. But yeah, I won your first in 1990, so that's a long time ago. But yeah, no, it's not always nice to go on that rostrum.
Great. Well, listen, Ian, congratulations. Yeah. You deserve it.
Thank you very
you
much.
just joined us in doing it. Oh, you've got your hands are,
yeah.
hands are very, very full. Thank you. Take care. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Ian Locker, everyone.
Attention paddock. This is for the competitors for the final race of the day.
We'll head back up.
Race. Guys, you've probably heard me say this afternoon 2 or 3 times now, but we will have flagged out at various places around the course to flag the appropriate conditions where it's slightly damp. I do need to make you aware of 4 places in particular, or 3 or 4 places in particular. You will see a yellow flag out at Stella Maris for the approach to the run to hairpin, a yellow flag out at the hairpin for the exit, one at the Tower Vents, and one at Cape Cottage. Okay, I'll repeat that. Yellow flag at Stella Maris for the approach to the run to hairpin, one at the exit.
You're right.
The other thing I need to make you aware of is that we've had a digital flag failure, so if there is a requirement for a red flag, that will be by marshals only. Marshals only will wave red flags, there will be no digital flags. And then the final thing is that we've just had reports from the weather. There is the likelihood of a shower coming in around between 7:15, 7:30. We should be through then. But obviously that will be on your second lap. And if you, on your second lap, you see a continuous line of yellow flags, stationary yellow flags, that means we want you to slow down, no overtaking, and we'll bring you back in. What we don't want is for you to be stranded out on the course, bearing in mind some of you are more than likely going to need to catch a ferry tonight. So on the second lap, if you see a row of stationary yellows, slow right down, ride according to the conditions, no overtaking, and just come back into the grandstand area. Thank you. Control out.
So that's the update from the Clark course. Gary Thompson, you would have heard all of that. So, of course, they've got a shower coming in, expected around 7:15, 7:20. So it could possibly come in as the riders are on their second lap. It's just a 2-lap race. It's the classic superbike race. It's got to go. You can see the friends, family, and some of the teams are starting to line up here. This is where the famous start line is. So you'll hear them revving up here and then heading off from that. They'll get the tap on the shoulder and off they go down to the top of Bray Hill. So we're just going to head up to the gate and see who we can catch on the way up.
Paddock, can we have all remaining bikes onto the start line? That's all remaining bikes onto the start line. Control out.
You're right. So this is it, the final race of Manx Grand Prix 2024. And we didn't know whether this was going to happen with everything that's been going on and all the changes to the schedule. The team and the motorsport team, Gary Thompson, have done a great job being able to get these races going today with that compact opportunity to get everything rolling. So let's hope the 2 laps are complete and that rain stays away just a little bit longer and we can see this full 2-lap race of the classic Superbikes. Pete Murray, how you feeling?
Fantastic, fantastic. You? How are you feeling?
Great, thank you. Good. I'm glad you boys are going out and girls.
Yeah, absolutely.
How are you feeling about it?
Oh, you know what? It's been a great week. Obviously, the weather wasn't it, but we did exactly what we meant to do in the first 2 sessions, the only 2 sessions we got. Know exactly where the bike's at, and it's just going to be a good ride.
And how are you feeling about this rain potentially coming in on that second lap?
You know what? If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. It's just not a huge deal. We'll just ride whatever we get.
Pete Murray, the optimist and positive mindset. I love it. Listen, have a great time. Enjoy those 2 laps.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Attention Paddock. Repeat, senior machines may now be taken away from park permit.
so that's all the classic superbikes up there on the starting line, on the ready to go out on the grid. They will be heading out very, very soon. At the minute, they're still heading out at 6:20, so it's not long now. But for now, we've covered. Everyone is up there, they're all ready to go. So we're going to send you to a video and we will be back with you on the other side of the race where we will be joining the podium and we will have a chat with the 1, 2, 3, so the podium finishers. So feast your eyes on a video coming up in just a moment. Thanks for joining us and we'll be back with you again very soon. So, Owen, show crew, I've said that right, hopefully. We've only practiced about 3 times. Congratulations. The Mike Hailwood Foundation supported you there. You just had your presentation. How important is it for you to go racing and for their support, really, and have such a great community behind you?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It was only a couple of days before we were packing up to ship over here that I got the email from the guys saying that, I'd received the award, and the cost involved in participating in an event like this is massive. So, any little helps, and it's certainly not a small contribution. It covered pretty much all the ferries and everything. So it means the world. It really does.
Well, listen, how are you enjoying the Manx Grand Prix so far?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a rocky start. A few issues, teething issues, we'll say, to put it mildly. But yeah, we're getting into the swing of things now, and just hopefully the weather holds out.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Adam McLean, congratulations on your award from the Mike Hailwood Centre and your support, really. Now, Adrian Earnshaw was the one that has recommended you that they continue to support you. He was a big fan, obviously, and what a great man, and amazing to have their support behind you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic to have the support of the Mike Hailwood Foundation, and a big thanks to Adrian as well. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but great guy and got on very, very well with him. I met him when I first came to Isle of Man to the Southern 100 in 2016, and we headed off straight away and remained good friends. Since then. So whenever I got the email to say that the Mike Hailwood Foundation would be continuing the support in Adrian's memory as such was fantastic. So yeah, lovely.
Great. And how important is it to get that monetary support as well for you as a rider?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. Obviously, it costs so much to come to Isle of Man and race, and there's so many costs that you don't even take into consideration. Just time being here, yeah, it takes a big effort and a big commitment for everyone to be here. So to have the support like that definitely means a lot, and it makes it definitely a bit easier. So yeah, much appreciated.
Thanks for talking to us. Thank you. Very much. So we have Joe Yeardsley here. You have just been awarded for the first time it is, isn't it? From the Mike Hailwood Foundation. So as a Manxman, to have these guys supporting you, it must be extra special.
Yeah, it's really special. The amount of support you get, from all the local different foundations and stuff like that, it's all a massive part of it. And being a newcomer with not a lot of financial backing, it's all a massive help. And without people like that, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
And you're not doing too bad, really, Joe, to be honest, are you?
Not doing too bad. I mean, no, it's been good. It's been nice to get seeded up a little bit and try and get a bit more of a clear run. But no, the classes are real tight. I think this year, from the spectator side of things, it's going to be one of the most exciting ones going for us riders. It's going to be tight. I wouldn't want to be doing a pit board for someone. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope the weather's okay over the racing days. I know today's a bit iffy for the lightweight one, but hopefully they get out on track. And then, if the sun shines, we'll just go out and do what we do. And as long as everyone comes back in one piece and enjoys it, that's all that matters.
Great. Well, listen, Joe, have a great one, and thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
So we are here at the National Motorcycle Museum tent, where they've got some stunning pieces of machinery and history here. And this great man, James Ewing, the museum director, has brought these bikes over to join the parade tomorrow. What a lucky man you are!
Hey, Hayley, it's been a few years since we've been here. We did a big thing in 2015 when we ran about 12 Norton Rotaries in like a feature parade then. And then since then we've not been back, so it's great to be back.
And for the centenary, you had to be here, didn't you?
We had to be here for the centenary, yeah, and sort of representing the different eras of the Manx Grand Prix, yeah.
Great, I love it. Now, we arrived to Steve Hislop's bike being turned over, being revved up. Oh my God, it smelled and sounded amazing.
The white Charger, yeah. I mean, we get asked to go so many places with that bike. I guess, arguably, it's probably the most famous race bike in the National Motorcycle Museum there in Birmingham. So we do get asked, it goes to Goodwood, it's been over to the island so many times, but people always love to see it.
Great. So let's run through them if you don't mind. Let's start from the top here and then we'll work our way through if you don't mind.
So we've got the Robert Dunlop bike. Now we've got 2 Robert Dunlop Rotaries in the collection. And this one is, in fact, the later bike. This is the NRS bike, as opposed to the earlier one, which was the RCW. So this was the one that Robert was riding in the early 90s, as opposed to the late 80s. Obviously did very well here at the TT and also on the roads in Ireland. So very, very famous bike. And tomorrow in the parade, we've got Michael Rutter on that one.
Wonderful, great. The legend that is.
The legend that is Michael, yeah.
Okay, so we've obviously just touched a little bit on Steve's, but we could just give the full story, that'd be great.
Yeah, so 1992, senior TT winning bike, the white Charger.
Yeah.
The giant, and of course, for any of your viewers that don't know, the giant killing story of Carl Fogarty on the Works Yamaha YZF, and Steve Hislop on the, at that time, unsponsored underdog, lashed up at the last minute in a shed at the factory in Shenston then, and of course the factory was sort of on its last legs then, so no budget. Picked up that Abbas sponsorship at the last minute, and of course it was called the White Charger because when it arrived on the island, apart from a bit of Manx sponsorship from the Steam Packet and what have you, there was no sponsors. And they only picked the sponsors up right at the last minute, and then that giant killing story, very close race. And as Carl said to me, he didn't expect Steve, as amazing a rider as Steve was, he didn't expect Steve to be able to win on that bike because he was on the Works Yamaha. And as Carl said to me, the Yamaha was dropping apart underneath and the rev counter fell off and the tank was loose and he was holding it on with his knees. And the old White Charger finished pretty much unscathed, so a David and Goliath story.
Yeah. If you haven't watched that race back, where have you been? Make sure you tune into that. Okay, so next up.
So next we've got that pre-war Norton Inter. That's a nice bike then, of course, representing all the different eras of the Manx. We've just been running that one up this morning. That one's been over to the island a few years ago, and it's done some laps of the mountain course. So we're fairly confident of that one. The rider as yet still unknown, but that's going to get sorted out in the next few hours because we've got quite a lot of famous riders want to take part in the parade. So we'll have somebody famous on that, I'm sure. But it's all ready to go, and a bike that's already proved itself round the mountain. 1933, that one's from.
Wow. Okay.
Well, another famous one then, Hayley. We've got the 1949 Jeff Duke TT Clubman TT winning bike. So uber famous rider, uber famous bike. Obviously an amazing provenance. Jeff Duke, when there was the Clubman TT, of course, when you were riding road bikes essentially. And of course the Clubman TT went, as you all know, right through to the late 80s, early 90s, and got a bit risky then on the old big Japanese bikes. But a bike pretty much standard from the factory, and And the godfather of the TT there, Jeff Duke, he took the 1949 Clubman TT on that bike. So, and tomorrow we've got Ryan Neen on that bike.
Ah.
Yeah, in fact, he's just been in with us this morning, just trying the thing out. I said to him, the only thing that we want to see, you've just got to get your knee down through the bungalow now, right? So, yeah. So he's quite excited about riding that tomorrow.
And then, obviously, the great Alec Bennett.
Yeah, right on the end there is the 1928 Alec Bennett TT winning Velocette, junior TT winning bike. So again, much older back in the scheme of things, representing the 1920s, and Alec Bennett there. A little bit different that. Now Nick Jeffries is going to be riding that, but it's a little bit different in as much as it's lever throttle and hand change, so it's not twist grip throttle. Now we're not even sure if Nick's ever ridden a hand change bike, so we'll soon find out tomorrow. I'm sure he's going to come and see us today though, but he'll enjoy riding that because it's got no brakes really. Well, it has got brakes, but you might as well not have brakes. Lever throttle, not twist grip, hand change, so there's a lot going on. Manual advance and retard on the ignition, so a lot of things that modern day riders aren't used to. So we might, Nick, as brilliant as he is, we might need to give him a little bit of guidance on that one. A little bit of guidance, and then just coming in one bike there, we've got that just post-war AJS 7R. And that's representing the sort of late 40s here over at the Manx, and we've got the one and only Milky Quail on that bike.
Wonderful.
So we've got some great riders, and we're really privileged to be here. Obviously we've got some uber famous bikes, but the thing about the National Motorcycle Museum, the important thing about the museum is we use the bikes. And so they're not just stored away for people to view in a museum. We're not a conventional museum in that way. We bring the bikes out to a lot of track events, Isle of Man, Goodwood, all sorts of places, even abroad. Even go abroad to places like Coupe Moto Lejeune and Dijon in France. And we use the bikes as they're intended, and quite often we use the bikes, and here's a good example with some riders that are really representative of those bikes. I mean, we've had Michael Dunlop quite a lot on his dad's bike, which is marvellous. I mean, sadly, obviously, we can't have Steve on his bike, but we can have people. We've had John McGuinness ride it in the past, so we've got people that knew Steve and back in the day and were very close to Steve, as was Ian Simpson. Ian Simpson was a good friend of Steve Hislop, so it's marvellous to have Ian on the bike tomorrow. So we try and link in with the past as well as using the machinery.
Yeah, wonderful. Wow, what a dream job you have.
Yeah, it keeps me out of prison.
Yeah. Listen, James, thanks so much for your time. I know you're crazy busy trying to get these ready and meet everyone and get everyone set up.
Touch wood, we're all good so far.
Okay.
We've run everything up, everything seems fine. We've done quite a lot of work. Wes, our mechanic, who's here today, and his son Chris, our two mechanics. We've done quite a lot of work over the last 3 weeks.
Okay.
Just getting everything spot on, because at the end of the day they've still got to do 37 3/4 miles, and I can tell you that last time Michael Rutter rode it, he was putting in 150 mile an hour laps, so we have to race prepare them. Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, and we look forward to hopefully coming and meeting you at the museum. That'd be great, and come and have a little tour around, come and cover it.
Have a look at the collection. Yeah.
We'd love to. James, everyone, and his glorious collection that's going to be going out in the Manx Grand Prix parade tomorrow. So here with Marcus Simpson, and you were first-time recipient, weren't you, support today from the Mike Aylward Foundation?
Yeah, the Mike Aylward Foundation have been great. They've got behind us and a bunch of others, and yeah, it just makes events like this so much easier. Not so much easier, but just that support, it just takes the pressure off a little bit.
And a local lad, it's great to see a local lad getting that support and doing so well as well.
Yeah, it's... I've been watching my dad here since 2006 when he first did the Manx Grand Prix, and it's just always been the dream to race around here. And yeah, it's going well. It's more or less going to plan how we, I had no expectation of any lap time, and but yeah, it's going well.
Great. Listen, Marcus, thanks so much, and yeah, congratulations. So, just got chatting to this lovely couple here, Kay and Martin. And they've come all the way from Tasmania. Wow, welcome.
Yes. It's worth every mile of it, though, isn't it?
Well, you haven't got a Tasmanian accent there.
No, I should have, because I've been there since 1965. So,
right.
yeah. But we come here regular.
Okay. Every year?
No. Well, we haven't been able to come for the last 2 or 3, have we?
Yeah.
But we've been a lot of times.
Okay.
And this morning I went round the track on a Triumph, which is the first time I've ever done a lap, which was fabulous. Yeah.
You had fun.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
So you were riding, and do you ride pillion?
No, riding.
You're riding.
Yeah.
Great.
Shit. I'm the motorbike fanatic.
Yeah.
And she's the long-suffering.
Long-suffering wife.
Long-suffering wife. Yes.
And what keeps drawing you back?
The motorbikes. I'm a motorbike addict, especially the old British ones.
And you must have motorbikes in Tasmania, so why would you keep coming this far to see the motorbikes?
Well, yeah, it's like I was born in Lancashire, so it's nice to come back to where you was born and drive around and see a few people that I still know, you know.
Yeah.
And often meet people here that I know as well. I have a cousin that raced here for years and years and years.
Right.
He's a bit older than me. He's probably 78, and he come off his motorbike at Wigan the other day racing.
Oh, no way. Wow, what's his name?
Roger Wilson.
Roger Wilson, brilliant. And have you never raced?
Well, yeah, I raced a Velocet in Tasmania in 1965 and 1966,
Right.
but Kay doesn't like me racing, of course, so.
You can come and watch the racing.
Oh, it's fabulous, yeah.
Great.
And I love the Isle of Man even without the motorbikes. Are you from here?
I am. I'm
Isn't it
Manx.
fabulous?
Yeah. It's
We love that ride, you know, and we love Derby. We reckon it's the best show ever. We always see that.
Yeah.
We used to come to TT, but we're too old for that now. It's too fast.
I love it. Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your trip. Enjoy the racing and the motorbikes, and thanks for chatting to us.
Thank you.
You've been joining us just doing a little two-wheeling. Little piece. Two-wheeling, thank you. So we're catching up with local boy Marcus Simpson. You haven't been going too bad, have you?
No, yeah, it's been a really good week, and just built all week, slow and steady, and yeah, still feeling good. Yeah.
And the Manx boys are smashing it, really, aren't they, in newcomers category?
Yeah, fair play to everyone else. Joe and Dave, you know, they're doing great, and any of the other lads. It's great to see the Manx crop all coming through.
And who are you enjoying being out there against? Anyone in particular?
No, not really worried about anybody else. Yeah, I've tried to keep on my own on the track. Because I want to learn it, and you know, there's other people learning it for themselves, and yeah, but yeah.
And how have you been focused on that and learning the track? Because obviously being a local boy, everyone says it's your advantage, but really, until you get out there on those closed roads, you can't really get your feel for it, can you? So how have you been preparing for that?
Yeah, so being a local is definitely an advantage, but as I found out on Sunday, doing a lap in the car or a lap on the video game or watching it on board on YouTube, it's nothing like doing it. The wind, the bumps, everything is just completely different. But yeah, so I did, in terms of learning the course, I learned the course with Milky, I learned the course with Barty, I got laps in off Connor, Moffey, Ryan Kringle, who did really good there at TT. He took me for a lap after TT while it was fresh in his head, and from a newcomer's point of view, that was really good to learn from. And over at Armoy, I was chatting away with Davey Todd, and he said that he genuinely used the video game. So since Armoy to now, I've been just doing laps on the video game. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. And Sweeney as well. He's done a few laps with me last year at TT, and yeah, it's been good.
You're enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it.
That's a nice collection of names you're tapping into.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, Milky, Barty, Connor, Moffey, Sweeney. You know, great people to learn off and listen to, and Yeah, it's I can't thank them all enough for the time that they took out of their schedule to put in and help me.
And realistically, what are you hoping for to take away from this Manx Grand Prix?
To be honest with you, I've already taken. I know it's only practice, but obviously I wanted to go to TT for the basis of the laps and the weather and all that kind of thing. I think we've been really lucky with the way that the organisers have handled all the situations with weather and stuff. We've got loads of laps still here. I think I'm up to about 20 laps. So, yeah, I think coming into the event, I was, am I gonna? It's all great thinking what you can do or what you can't do, but there's no better way of finding out than doing it. So I think the only thing I was sort of trying to find out was, was I going to go to TT next year? Am I good enough, or was I going to stay at the Manx and chip away here? But I think I'll go to TT now.
I'll see you at the TT then. Absolutely. Listen, nice one. Thanks for talking to us. All the best. Have fun. Enjoy it. And I look forward to seeing what you do.
Perfect.
All right. Nice one. If you just joined us and doing a little two-wheeling. So I'm here with Paul Baltimore from Team Classic Suzuki, who has just been part of the delivery of a pretty spectacular bike and is involved in some amazing projects, but one of which your main client is Team Classic Suzuki, isn't it?
Right,
So
yes.
Paul,
and in the 80s I was with Team Suzuki GB and the factory in Japan, and because of that knowledge I get hired to look after RG 500s in particular, and mainly for Steve Weekman at Team Classic Suzuki.
Okay.
And we have here a couple of motorcycles which are fairly famous. One of them has been seen at the TT here before. It actually won a TT, and it also won the British Grand Prix the year before, which makes it fairly unique. After about the mid-70s, when the TT was no longer a Grand Prix event, you didn't really have bikes that would win a Grand Prix and a TT. So this bike is quite unique in that respect, and it is the bike that Randy rode in 1980, Mick Grant rode in 1981.
Mega.
And it's nice to touch it again.
Yeah.
Because I touched it in the 80s. So
Wow. What an honour.
it is. It's quite nice, really. Steve has a marvellous collection of motorcycles, and some of them are bikes that I've touched before and I'm touching again, and I can look at them and go, I remember that dent. I remember making that bracket. It's really quite special.
Wow. And tell us about Phil Reed's bike there just behind you as well. So
Yes,
got two here.
over here we have a Mark 1 Suzuki. When Phil left MV, he had a privateer Suzuki like this in 1976 in life colours. And we've tried to replicate that here with the colour scheme and so on. And this is a bike that Phil has actually ridden for Team Classic Suzuki for 7 or 8 years until he passed, unfortunately, last year. It's quite a special motorcycle, and it's quite different. It has no silencers, so it's very loud. I took it to Brands Hatch a few weeks ago, and it was measured at over 120 decibels, which is jumbo jet sort of area. It's loud. So it was about 95 horsepower at the rear wheel, 4-cylinder, 2-stroke, water-cooled, disc valve. 4 years later, we've got a 4-cylinder, water-cooled, disc valve, 2-stroke with about 115 horsepower. So in 4 years, they went 20 horsepower more.
Wow.
And in another 4 years, they found another 20 horsepower. So the development cycle was really quite short. This is quite basic in terms of a Grand Prix motorcycle at that time. It's got very thin forks, thin chassis, nothing's built very big. It's quite flexible when you ride it. Twin dampers on the back. When you move on 4 years later, everything's a much beefier, much stronger. You've got monoshock on the rear, 1 damper instead of 2. That was the development that was going on in Grand Prix in that time. I mean, you see it these days in MotoGP. There is development every race. There's something new, and it was the same for us in the 80s. Every race we had something new to try.
Spectacular.
It is really.
It's like feast for the eyes and the ears.
Yes.
I haven't heard it yet, but I look forward to hearing it. So these are going out in the parade, are they?
They are in the parade tomorrow
For the
afternoon.
centenary parade.
Yeah, Mick's going to be riding this one, which he won the TT in 81 on.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of Phil's sons going to be riding this one, which is quite a nice tribute to Phil.
Wonderful.
So,
Great. And so
and actually, I've ridden this one as well, and it is quite good fun to ride. I rode it at Donington a few years ago.
Great.
It is quite fun to ride.
And what's been, from a classic point of view, so you would have had access to all sorts of classics, what's really stood out for you, and what have you had the most fun on, or has meant the most to you?
The first year I joined Suzuki in '82, I had the model after this one to look after, and I really liked that motorcycle. And then 1987, we had a really nice Formula One 750 GSXR Suzuki, which was beautiful. It was tiny. It was a fantastic machine. My rider won a couple of rounds of the World Championship on it, so he did crash in another one, but he won a couple of rounds of the World Championship, and I really like that motorcycle. All motorcycles sort of excite me. I've got a wide range of stuff on my own at home, from old to new, so yeah, it's just motorcycles. Cut me in half, it says motorcycle. In fact, cut me twice and it says Suzuki.
I love it. Well, listen, thank you for sharing these with us. Thank you for bringing them to the Centenary so we can all enjoy them with you as well.
Pleasure.
Can't wait to see them out there on the course. Have you joined us in just doing a little two-wheeling classic symbol? Thank you. I'm here with Steve Wheatman, and he is here with Team Classic Suzuki. So they've just delivered these two spectacular Suzukis for the parade tomorrow. There's two. Mick Grant will be riding this. This was his that he won in.
Yes, so that's actually Mick's old TT winning bike from 1981. It was Randy Mamola's GP bike the previous year, but the TT riders in those days used to get the hand-me-downs from the GP stars. So, but no, he rode it in '81, and I was fortunate enough to buy the bike from Japan about 10 years ago, and Mick's ridden it on a number of occasions since, and Randy Mamola's ridden it 2 or 3 times this year as well. So it's nice to get the bikes reunited with the original riders wherever we can.
Definitely, and to get them out and playing, right? To get them running.
Well, I must admit, I'm beginning to wonder about my wisdom with doing that, but yes, we try and. At the beginning of the year, we try and think what events we're doing and who's likely to ride, and so we work on getting those bikes up and in a good, safe, usable condition, and hopefully they'll last the year, and then we can look at what we're doing with them next year. But it is becoming more and more difficult as the parts become rarer and rarer and rarer, and we're having to make more things ourselves. So, but at the moment, these two are running well.
So the largest classic Suzuki bike collection in the world, is that right?
Apparently so. I've not got quite as many as I used to have, but still got about 70 Suzuki race bikes, and the majority of those are over 10 years old, and quite a lot of them are sort of 30, 40 years old like these. So yes, I think it probably is. Yeah, certainly more than Suzuki have got in Japan anyway.
Woo! And how many of those do you get out racing in the year?
Probably between 10 and 15 we get out there. I mean, all of the bikes are capable of being ridden, and or would be within 1 or 2 days of us putting our minds to it. But we tend to have a look at what we're going to do, and as I say, we try and use the bikes that we know are the safest, most reliable. And this year's been a particularly busy year. We've looked after Kevin Schwantz on 2 occasions, and we've got another event next month with Kevin and Randy and some other riders, and obviously we're at Goodwood and a number of UK events, as well as recently in Belgium and earlier in the year in Spain, and we're due to go to Portugal as well. So yeah, it's busy.
Fantastic. And what keeps you committed and keeps, obviously the collection is huge, but what is it about Suzuki that your love is just, you're so loyal to it?
I think it really stems from many years ago when I was young, and when I was first into bikes, like everybody used to be when they were 16. In those days, people had a little sports moped, either a Fizzy or an AP50 or something exotic that was Italian, and when I was first into the bikes, and Barry Sheen was world champion, and he was everybody's hero that was 16, 17, we all wanted to be him. Yeah. So even though I ended up buying a lot of Yamaha road bikes, when I first started to collect the race bikes, it really had to be Suzuki's, and the first one I bought was an RG 500, and it had a connection to Barry Sheen, and and then it sort of went on from there. And people say it started as an interest and became an obsession. I think it's built more of an illness now, but more than anything else. But
An infection.
it is like that. You can't just scratch it to get rid of it, though.
Yeah. Well, it's not a bad one to have, to be honest. Probably an expensive one, but just the most, probably the fix and the community as well that you must love being a part of as a result of it.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's really good to be at various events and have riders that you only sort of dreamt that you'd ever meet, especially world champions like Schwantz. We've had obviously Randy Mamola. We've had so many world champions ride the bikes. Wayne Gardner, Phil Reed. The list just goes on and on. Even Freddie Spencer, that's a Honda man, he's ridden for us on a number of occasions, and they're all, without exception, they've all been like wonderful people as well. So a lot of the time they say you should never meet your heroes, but in this particular case they really are good people.
Wonderful. And do you have a favourite classic event that you really like showing them or attending yourself?
Well, we all say it's the one we're at.
Yeah.
But I really like the event that we do when we go to Spa in Belgium, and every year we also go to a proper racing event down in South Africa, and it's really nice to get away and get a bit of sunshine in January and February and do a little bit of racing and some eating and drinking down there, and it's a nice thing to do. It's a good excuse to go.
Wonderful, sounds great. Well, listen, thank you for joining us at the centenary, the Manx Grand Prix. It's an honour to have you here for the 100-year celebrations. And then obviously you have Michael Dunlop out there on his Suzuki, and what phenomenal lap times he's been giving us and performance already, and it's going to be a pretty great Grand Prix for him, I think.
Well, I hope so. I mean, it would have been nice if he could have got out today on his 250 and won on that to take the pressure off, shall we say. And we do still have some reliability issues with the big superbike, and because we've only been developing it for 2 years, whereas a lot of the bikes that are here, the Kawasaki's and other bikes, they've had 8-9 years in some cases to develop them. But we'll see, we're learning, and if the bike holds together, I'm sure Michael will be at the sharp end of the results. But if it doesn't hold together, then it won't be finishing second or third or fourth, I don't think. It'll either be first or it'll be nothing.
He's one super, on another level, committed human being, isn't he? You see him in the pits and he's straight after every session, he's on it with his crew, he's got on the laptop, they're looking at the stats, they're tinkering away. It just feels they're just at another level. So it's a beautiful thing to watch.
He is. He's certainly absolutely committed to it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his life, and it's not only his life; it's what he's grown up with. And the thing is with Michael is he is a very, very nice guy, and he's 100% committed to everything he does. And he's also incredibly intelligent and quick-witted and funny. And when you get to know him, he really is a lovely guy.
Well, listen, enjoy the rest of your weekend, the rest of the event, and have fun. Hopefully the sun's going to stay out to play.
So, yes. Yeah, it's been nice and sunny ever since I said it was going to rain.
Yeah, I know. It's been wonderful to speak to you. Thanks for sharing your beauties with us. So we happen to have stopped here to have a nice little chat with Chris, and he's just sharing his only toy left, you said. Is that correct? Your Norton?
Yeah, Norton Dummy Racer.
Okay.
It's a replica machine. It's not an original, but it's a replica of the factory bike from 1961. Which Tom Phillis rode into third place in 61. And then after that, Norton's packed it in and didn't race the dummy racer again. The bikes were sold to Paul Dunstall, and then they were generally had bigger engines put in them, and they just seemed to disappear. Phil Reed rode one of these in practice in 61 and fell off at Signpost. Sid Mizzen then took over that ride, so it was Sid Mizzen and Tom Phillis. Sid Mizzen actually went to work for Paul Dunstall after the bikes were sold to Dunstalls.
Okay. And you used to race as well yourself?
Yep, I used to classic race 350 and 500 Nortons up until 2006 was the last time I raced, which was Daytona in GP 500 and GP 350. 5th and 7th in GP 500.
Tremendous. And so this is how you play out now. This is how you come out to play. Is this final toy?
Well, basically,
this is where you get your race.
It's part of the show.
Yeah.
We make all this equipment, and obviously we come here to sell and to show it off.
Yeah. Great. Wonderful. And why the centenary?
Say again, sorry.
Why the Manx Grand Prix?
Why?
Why does it draw you back to be here?
I've been coming to the Isle of Man since 1965 as a youngster, shall we say, but I've never raced here. But I've raced North America, Europe, and Northern Ireland, the Ulster Grand Prix.
Okay.
But now we're too old and too creaky.
Well, at least you can bring this beauty here, and you can come, the community that come back together and reunites really, and especially it's something like a 100-year celebration. It's really special to be a part of, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly is. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing this with us. Enjoy the Manx Grand Prix, and we will. Yeah, we'll see you very soon. We'll be round the paddock, so we'll look forward to checking in with you again soon. Thank you. Thanks, Chris. Welcome back. Well, that is it. They only managed one lap there because the weather was coming down on the mountain, so it was only safe to complete one lap. They had to scrap the second lap. So the result in for that classic superbike race of Manx Grand Prix 2024 was Mike Brown taking the top step in the 916 Ducati with the bike specialist Ducati by Key Racing. Second was Rob Hunton on the 750 Kawasaki Greenall Racing machine, and then it was Derek Shields, his teammate on the 750 Kawasaki as well of Greenall Racing. So we'll grab a chat with them after they've got the winners enclosure just happening just behind us there. You can see in the distance that famous interview boarding just there. Now the guys will finish the winners enclosure, finish the chat with the TV and the radio, and then they'll head over to the podium. So we'll follow them to the podium, we'll shoot the podium, we'll get you involved in that, and then we're also then going to take you to the stage with us, and I'm going to jump on again and do the interviews for the classic Superbike 1, 2, 3. So for now, just have a little check in with the winners enclosure, and then we'll take you over to the podium.
Just another one of those days in the Manx Grand Prix. You could definitely say that today. And if we'd had a slightly drier trend an hour earlier, we might have done a little bit more of that program in, but at least the weather is something we can't do anything about. It's not like a burst through a pipe or a fire instead of damage to the road surface. You can't control the weather, and to be held up by it isn't a great disappointment. What's better is that we managed to get the thick end of the race program through, and everybody's seen some action, albeit
So the organisers, as I mentioned earlier, have done great to allow that to all go ahead. At least they got almost all of the races in they had scheduled today. And although they were shortened, they did go ahead. And that classic superbike race was a good one-lapper. But Derek Shields, who got third place, he did just comment to the local radio that the weather was really coming down on the mountain. So they really, of course, all agreed with the organisers that it was absolutely required to shorten it to a one-lap race. So here we are, we're going to join the crowd, going to join the scouts as they bring the flags over to the podium, and then we're going to watch the 1, 2, 3 roll their bikes up, head up onto that podium.
And also Matty with Rob out there at Ramsey. But thank you very much, guys, for your sterling help this week. We are nearly ready to go with the RST Classic Superbike Manx Grand Prix podium. We'll get the thumbs up from the team down there in a minute when we are ready to go. And the thumb is up from young Rob. Thank you very much for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the final presentation for Manx Grand Prix 2024. A reminder, there is presentation tonight also at the Villa Marina. This is for the RST Classic Superbikes. And could you please welcome Charlotte Bannister up onto the podium, the RST Marketing Manager, to do the awards. Thank you, Charlotte. Ladies and gentlemen, in third place, riding the number 2 Kawasaki ZXR 750 for the Greenhill Racing Team, Derek Shields. Great applause from his friends up here on the grandstand and get himself up on that podium at the RST Classic Superbikes. Well done, Del. In second place, riding the Kawasaki ZXR, the Greenhill Racing Machine again, for number 5, Rob Hodgson. Rob makes his way up the back of the podium steps again. He knows what it's like to stand on the top of that step for this race. And ladies and gentlemen, riding the Bike Specialist Ducati and Key Racing Ducati 916, from Calais, County Cork, Mike Mike gets the sash over his head, and he gets the champagne in his hand, and he'll get the trophy, he gets the winner's hat. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the RST Classic Superbike race, happy birthday, Mike Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the Republic of Ireland National Anthem. Good on you, that's all I'm going to say. Ladies and gentlemen, Derek Shields. There we go, Mike Brown. Oh, champagne gets sprayed. Scouts, get out of the way. Thank you very much to Charlotte Bannister from RST. Congratulations to all 3 riders. Well done to them and their teams. And Chris Boyd, as we start to wrap up the Manx Grand Prix 2024, let's look at the rest of the results for the RST Classic Superbike race.
Absolutely, your top 10 as we know. Mike Brown is one on the Key Racing Ducati, and Rob Hodgson on the Greenhill Racing Kawasaki. Derek Shields in third, also on the Kawasaki. Craig Mead takes 4. Dominic Herbertson 5th. Ian Hutchinson 6th, all on Kawasaki. Then Michael Russell on the Suzuki in 7th. Mike Evans in 8th. Amorous Blanc in 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Baz Ferber.
11th place for number 7, Davo Johnson. 12th for number 44, Mikhail Injunakoppel. 13th for number 20, Mikko Sweeney. 14th to 33, Stefano Vanetti. 15th to 31, Adam McCool.
So cool.
We're doing a fun park, aren't we? Dan, we're going to take these guys over to the stage.
It's a cork flag, you see.
Hold the flag, she's in there.
What do you like? How do you know if someone's from Cork? How can tell?
Attention,
It's a cork thing, it's a cork thing.
Lightweight machines may now be removed from Parc Fermé. Repeat, all lightweight machines may now be removed from Parc Fermé.
Everything off nicely just to finish everything off. Well, you like it.
All right, head of the stage. Thank you. All right, well, that's the final podium of Manx Grand Prix 2024. We're going to head over to the stage now and get set up for the chat. So you can stay with us and you'll get to hear from all three riders.
So if you're sticking around in the fan zone area, we are trying to get all three of the the top three down here for a little chat with Hayley on stage. So our team are just working in the background now, trying to get hold of the riders. They're going to do the podium out there first. In fact, speaking of the devil, here she is.
Just bringing them round now.
Fantastic. They are coming down third, second, and first place. We're down here in a second. There's a little treat for you. Follow them today. Ricky Rooney, come back to the sandbox, please.
I've got a Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to you. That'll be better.
Just dragged it down. Go on. What's playing at the minute? Which one have I got? That one. So if I just close that down, I'll play some walk-on music for them. So you'll get.
let you know, you know Wayne, our rider, had this crash and fell at Prix. He's stable in Liverpool. He's got head injuries, so he's on a block at the moment for his brain swelling. It's got broken collarbone, so
Don't worry, listen, Cal, it's alright.
Where's the actual space they were supposed to save for us? Is that ages away?
We're not saving it, you're in the ground. I didn't know you were bringing it. Yeah, like windy corners, stuff like that. It is still, but you were doing that. Not for long.
Have to hold it.
Service now, wasn't it? Very lads.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks there. Are you doing this bit?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
So we head up?
Yep.
Yeah. You ready? Yeah?
Right then folks, nice little treat for you, so please welcome to the stage once again for the last time today, Hayley Coxon. Thank you, Hayley. Pick a mic, let me know which one it is. Gives it 1, 2 on it.
1, 2, 1, 2.
That'll be the one then. Right, Hayley, over to you.
Alright guys, so please put your hands together for first, second and third of the RST Classic Superbike race. We have Derek Shields, Rob Hodson and Mr. Mike Brown. A well-deserved pint, gents. So Derek, let you get comfortable. It's alright, hold your microphone. Congratulations, Derek. Tell us a little bit about what the conditions were like out there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Another pint.
So conditions were okay up as far as the mountain coming into the veranda there. Started getting a low setting fog or low cloud. Yeah, it got progressively worse as the clientele would rise all through the 32nd, 33rd and sort of cleared by Kate. So yeah, they weren't ideal and good job by the organisers. They called out in lap 1, but you're right, it didn't enter my head that they could do that until about the Craig. So I had to grit the teeth and go to the start line, but yeah, no, good race, all good, well done for the lads.
And good result for the team.
Absolutely, third and second, the team put in some effort this week. It was just behind the scenes working so hard, and every night it was 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock when Rob was playing off the motorhome watching TV. So no, they deserve it in fairness.
And how has your Manx Grand Prix experience been as a whole? I know, let's put the weather aside, you're here, you're a part of it, you've got a great setup here with the team and some pretty great teammates as well.
Yeah, no, it's been really good. The weather, no one can do anything about that, and unfortunately last Sunday there were a couple of red flags, that can't be helped either, so fair play to the organisers, and yeah, had a good relaxing time anyway, plenty of time to sit down and chill out.
Rob Hudson, second. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Got your teammate alongside you there. Tell us a little bit about how that race went for you.
About my teammate, Tommy. I made a joke actually that I'm not friends with Derek, but it was to you,
To a
wasn't it?
point.
Yeah, to a point. I don't know why I said that, so I've been apologising all week and it's not letting me forget it, so yeah. Yeah, we're best friends now. So yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, just set off and got a great start, and then just a couple of wet patches caught me out that, like at Bradden, I've talked to Mike about it, and yeah, after that, sort of got the head down and caught Rutter up and got past him. He didn't hold me up at all, which was good. And then yeah, got the first pit board at Sulby Bridge. Martin was doing that, so big thanks to him. And then John at the gooseneck. So it was yeah, seeing us P2 like plus -5. So I thought someone's got the head down like so. Yeah, just cracked on in my own rhythm, and then we hit the mountain, and like Derek said, it was. Yeah, it weren't ideal up there in places, a really thick fog, so obviously we all know where we're going over the mountain, but when you put a blanket of fog in front of us, it's like you've got no braking markers and tipping points and stuff like that, so I've probably lost a bit of time, but, well, we all did really, but that's no excuse. Yeah, it was it was the right call by the organisers, you know, to flag it after one lap, but unfortunately it would have been great to have a full lap, you know, full race and see where we ended up, but yeah, it is what it is, and here we are, second place, so I can't complain. It's you know, this is definitely for the Green All Racing team and everyone who's come over with me, because it's like Derek said, it's just every night's been you know, a late night for the team trying to sort the bike out for me, and today was its final chance, you know, its final test, and it got us round. We've solved the problem, so yeah, if they want me next year, yeah, I'm sure we can come do try and do another job, but no, loved it.
And what does the celebrations look like for the Green All Racing team?
Well, Rob Temple's just come to us like straight after the podium and said, "Can I get you a beer?" So that's a good start. You know,
I believe we have an open tab here for the night.
Open tap. Hang on a minute. I heard you weren't coming on stage unless we'd offered a beer. That's what we were told.
Yeah, so just remember our faces, okay?
Open tap for everyone. Yeah.
I might sign up for the team just any room. Listen, gents, congratulations. All the best. Thanks for congratulations to the team as well. Mr. Mike Brown, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Round of applause, come on for the birthday boy, everyone. Thank you. So tell us, how was that up there for you? The conditions changed. How was it? I mean, we have to talk about the bike as well. The 916 Ducati looks spectacular. How was it for you on that one lapper?
Yeah, look, the bike was faultless again. Made a few changes, like the same as the lads. So we were going into the unknown and the start of the race, and ran on at Water Bridge and Bradden Bridge so eager to go. John, we're waiting so long to get race, and but settled in after that and just plugged away.
And in comparison to, you know, you've obviously had another win here. How was that with everything that's been going on and the roller coaster of a week? It's nice to finish it off on such a high, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look, we really feel sorry for everyone else, all the teams and all the lads that come here to work on the bikes, and all the Manx lads. You know, we get a chance to come back here at TT, but for the Manx lads, it was their only run and they missed out on a lot. So it's kind of, you feel for them.
I want to talk about the picture on your social media as well. You're doing have you been sea dipping?
Yeah, we went for a swim yesterday, yeah.
How was that? Was it in Douglas Bay or how was that on the island?
It was down in Peel actually,
Okay.
yeah. That was nice. Look, the days were long, we were waiting around to go, so just tried to do something different.
Great. Well listen, congratulations to you and the team. Great to see you on that top step. Mr. Mike Brown, everyone, it's his birthday. So we've got to sing happy birthday to him, haven't we? What have we got?
Go on, better. Bit of Stevie Wonder.
This is actually one of the longest birthday songs as well. I think it's
We know.
2.5 minutes.
He's worth it.
Even better. What are we meant to do here, like?
I think you meant to dance.
Chat amongst yourselves while the intro plays. Listen, you threw this on me 2 minutes ago. I've been frantically looking on YouTube for happy birthday, couldn't find anywhere. Well, talking in the background while he's while we're listening to this.
How will you be celebrating tonight, Mike?
I'm not sure really, to be honest. I don't know. Probably go for a few points, alright, but won't get too major.
Well, you've got to head down for the presentation and get put in that chair, though, haven't you? First of all.
Oh yeah, is that tonight?
That is tonight. It's tonight. So the presentation is at the Villa Marina tonight, everyone.
Do you know what time it is, Hayley? What time the presentation is this evening?
It's 7:30, is that right? It's 7 o'clock.
I'm not sure.
It says 7 o'clock online, but then please check because the delays may have affected it. But it's due to be from 7 o'clock at the Villa Marina.
Perfect.
Yeah?
We'll try and find that out for you, so
Thank you very much. You can go online, buy your tickets, enjoy. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Awkward.
Right, that'll be a job to say drum, what have you.
That's in the RST Classic Superbike podium of Mike Brown, Rob Hudson and Derek Shields. Please give them a round of applause.
And of course, thanks to Hayley Thompson there for stepping in last minute today.
Thank you.
None of this was planned. I think we've done pretty good, to be honest. We got a bit of a prop schedule. There you go. Well, that's it from down here at the fan zone. First time we're trying it in this area. I think this kind of worked. We'll definitely improve on it next year for you, don't worry. Well done, chaps. Fantastic job. So once again, just reiterate, thanks to everybody, all the marshals, medics, everyone around the course.
That is it for the Manx Grand Prix 2024. It's been a roller coaster of a week, but it's been some incredible, great racing, some incredible pieces of machinery here. We've appreciated it. We hope that you have too. And we've loved having you joining us for the ride. We've got so much content there. If you haven't been able to tune into all of the lives, you can get the replays. Everything is there. Even our studio sessions, make sure you catch up on those as well. So, from us for now, at the Manx Grand Prix, it's a goodbye from us.
We've got some
Two-wheeling classics.
for you to finish
Relive
off the,
the
spas are staying
passion.
open. The food concessions will be staying up till around about 10 o'clock, I
Welcome
believe,
to the
10
Isle of
o'clock.
Man Manx Grand Prix. And boy, we can't wait to share the content that's going to be coming your way in and around the event.
Two wheels and a three.
Thank you. Of course, there's going to be plenty of racing coming your way. But we're going to cover as much as the people in and around that racing.
Maybe what about the Manx Grand Prix? Oh, crikey, that's what's up there in the stratosphere, you know.
Sounds and the smells, hey.
Oh, it's like nothing else. Get the Castrol R going again. And
You need a stepping stone, and the Manx is a good stepping stone.
Parade laps. We've got legends flying over from all over the place that were made at this great event. And of course, we've got entertainment. There's all sorts going on around the island. So we're going to share as much of that as we possibly can with you.
Fantastic to be back here, and obviously got the opportunity to ride the Ashport Racing RT45, which is a proper iconic machine.
And they couldn't have picked a better lad to get on it. classics. Relive the passion.